I need video ideas. Let me call TaxFraud. Yo, TaxFraud. I need video ideas.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm on the front page on Roblox.
What?
Bro, what happened to Lumber Tycoon? I don't see it anywhere.
No. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Hello gamers, hence the title, The Rise and Fall of Lumber Tycoon 2. We will be covering this game's history. This video wouldn't exist without my friend TaxFraud. Go check out his channel, the link is in the description below. Lumber Tycoon 2 is a free-to-play classic game with an old build style, which is also reflected in the scripting, which means lots of lag. To learn about the game and the crazy community, we have to go back to 2008. Defaultio, the one and only, also known as Josh Sheldon in real life, joined on October 22nd, 2008. In an interview, Josh says that the idea for the game came from his mom, but Josh argued that it wouldn't be popular. Lumber Tycoon was made shortly after Defaultio joined Roblox, which is unusual for first-timers to the platform. The first game was confusing to some, since using the sawmill didn't make much sense. The plot of the game was simple. Cut down trees, put them in your sawmill to get better equipment, and make a house. The original game only had types of trees and sizes categorized them. The map in Lumber Tycoon is tiny in comparison with LT2. The game uses an old style of Tycoon formatting, which means that players press buttons to upgrade, build their base. This is contra Lumber Tycoon 2, where everything can be built according to the player's imagination, customized to their needs and preferences. We don't know all too much about the first game. We aren't OGs of that level, but we can tell you that the original game is dead with an average of 0 players, since everyone moved on to LT2 when it came out, and the original was discontinued by Josh. No more updates. The game was mysteriously updated in 2019, but we are not sure if any content was added. The original game was the template for the LT2 that we all know today. Let's move on. On the game page, it says that it was created in 2009, but work on a game actually commenced 6 years later. Lumber Tycoon 2 was released in 2015, but the game is dying slowly, summer 2020, due to a lack of updates and other reasons that we will be covering later. Many players found LT2 to be fun and addicting, which is why the game became popular. It had the same idea as the older game: cut down trees, make a house, and get better equipment. Unlike the original game, which only had one type of axe, LT2 had 18 different axes, 13 of which are only obtainable by trading with other players. The second game has 7 different stores, instead of just one in the original game. There are 11 rooms, 6 major and 5 minor. The game was a hit and had 10,000 players on it for a couple of hours on the first day of release, which is very good performance for a game back in 2015. The game supported computer and console, Xbox. There were also many hidden Easter eggs and secrets that players were eager to look for. With the game's extreme success, Defaultio updated and patched the game nearly every day. He went on 5-day streaks, constantly fixing bugs or adding small details. This is what kept players coming back to the game. The game was on the front page all the time. In 2016, he would patch or add something to the game every 3 to 8 days. But 2017 saw a huge reduction in updates compared to 2015 and 16. The reason, you ask? University. LT2 had the same amount of updates in 2018 as in 2017, and the game began to slowly decline in player count. New updates were added, like the Halloween updates, adding sinister wood and spook, and a ton of decor for your house like pumpkins. Also, Christmas updates added more for your house and a few axes. We also know about the secret pink wood, which was supposed to be added in 2017, but was never added for unknown reasons. Hackers gave themselves the pink wood because it existed in the game, but when they logged in the next day, it turned into oak wood. We'll talk about the game's dark times. It all started when Defaultio went to university, so the game started to lack updates. The game maintained a position on the front page, But due to the absence of defaultio, hackers became a huge problem. Dupers. Duper is short for duplication, so basically someone who duplicated items using cheats. Soon hackers became a huge problem and made a huge impact on the game. Exploiters could do anything from paint tool, giving themselves items, deleting people's bases, spawning wood, flying, and way more. The cheaters community kept growing, and valuable items from older updates like the Christmas and Halloween updates kept getting duped. The trading market of the game completely crashed because of this, since the value of items went down since there were way more of them. LT2 took a turn since the point of the game kinda changed. With great quantities of items, many people turned the game into a trading market. People would trade in-game money for money from other Roblox games like Bloxburg, Jailbreak, and other games. Newer players played objective, but then learned about dupers and also entered the trading market. The hacker problem worsened since their community kept multiplying, and it became common to see hackers in servers. People became nervous around them because they could steal and delete bases. Some people saw that as a problem, so more people started purchasing VIP servers, now known as private servers. Soon the game was mostly made up of hackers and collectors who traded with hackers and other collectors. Then a huge update happened and a ton of paid scripts for hacks were implemented in game and many exploits were patched. A lot of people got their base wiped, so they quit most of the time, but hackers remained. Also, I'm gonna note that every time someone joins the game and begins loading a plot or base, the game would lag very badly and your graphics at the lower setting or not, a lower end device would have a hard time and suffer. And even upper end devices would have their fans running at max. Collectors were soon in a panic because tons of people's bases got wiped. Defaultio and possibly a bunch of admins were going around and removing everything from some people's inventories and plots, most of the time without any proof of the players exploiting from what we know. We also know that many innocent players' bases got wiped, most likely because all of their base looked something of a hacker's base. This is even the worst part yet. So instead of working on anti-cheat scripts, the developers started deleting people's hard work, which resulted in many people and players quitting. The player count on LT2 kept going down and down. The ironic thing is that there are still many hackers. Just join any server. More and more people began quitting and listing the problems of the game. For example, many items are overpriced, and even normally priced items require a lot of grinding and time, only for it to be possibly deleted or stolen by an exploiter. Many people were annoyed by countless scammers, beggars, and troublemakers. Some just got too tired of it all. The game's ancient physics settings and outdated scripting affected the gameplay badly as well. Loose items like logs and pieces of wood could fling away if you jump on top of a truck full of flingy items. In general are a problem. Wood sometimes would glitch into the ground or into the truck, which is also annoying. Whilst transporting wood from where you got it to your plot, some trolls can literally grab your wood out of your truck, and once they steal, you won't be able to do anything about it. Players were also subject to difficult challenges, the maze and volcano. Certain obstacles in the challenges had bugs or were laggy. LT2 also banned people for weeks at a time because of a broken banning system that thought that everyone was at like car speed, which we'll talk about in a few moments, and water walk, which was a confusing glitch. What car speed was if you drove super fast, you would get banned, and there was some broken stuff about it. So basically, if you went on someone's plot and they blacklisted, which means blocked you would instantly get respawned at the main spawn, and since you were in your car, the game would think that you were speed hacking in the car. This was eventually fixed, but got tons of people confused and banned, which also got people to quit. The game is popular on Xbox, but currently there aren't many hackers, and there are not as many collectors, but there are very few console hackers that we know of. It isn't just the game that's dying. LT2 Discord servers themselves are dying too, and was one of the main places where the community could interact and also trade with each other, and at least they had a community. In May of 2020, Defaultio added mobile support for Lumber Tycoon, which was a widely celebrated update. Future. Since LT2 was built and programmed in 2015, the game is severely outdated and no update will correct lag. But what Defaultio could do is create another game, Lumber Tycoon Free, With all the graphics and realism updates Roblox has been getting, it's all up to the developer to create it. Imagine the realistic trees it could have, compared to what LT2 offers now. Such a game would jump straight to the top of the front page, and many original players could return. Once again, huge thank you to my friend TaxFraud who made this video possible and helped out with it. Massive shout out to everyone else who helped out with this video. Everyone's usernames has been imprinted in the wall of the shoutout gallery. Link to it is in the description below. If you want to get featured on the wall, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and comment your username down below. That's all for now. See you next time. Peace out.